All right. Hello and welcome to another article reading with me, Vertchu, from the Clarity Workers. All right, this time we're going to be looking at, do older people need less sleep? It is an interesting question. 7 ways for seniors to sleep better tonight. And posted September 24th, 2021 by Dr. Michael Breus, the sleep doctor again. Again, there will be a link down below in the video description so that you can read it and check it out yourself, and we encourage you to do so that we at least give them the traffic if you find these articles and the information useful or interesting. All right, without further ado, let's dive right ahead into the article. Here's an interesting myth for you. Do older people need less sleep? This is a really interesting question I've seen floating around lately. One thing's for sure, though, it's much harder to enjoy your golden years if you're exhausted and sleep deprived all the time. Thankfully, there are ways to help you get a better night's sleep's rest as you get older. But is there any truth to the myth? Before I answer that question, though, let's take a look at why older adults may have trouble sleeping in the first place. Title: Why do older adults have trouble sleeping? As an older adult, he says, you may have unique sleep problems that you didn't have in your younger years. Your sleep patterns can change pretty significantly as you age. This has always been the case. As a kid, you needed 9 to 12 hours each night. As a teenager, you needed 8 to 10. And then as an adult, you needed 7 to 9. A few sleep changes you may experience as you continue to age. Here's a list of 3. First, shorter sleep duration or excessive sleep. Number 2, more daytime naps and less nighttime sleep. And 3, disturbed sleep during the night or increased nocturnal awakenings. According to a study published by the Sleep Medicine Clinics, and here's a link that you can check out in the link below that leads to this article, healthy older adults are actually less likely to report sleep problems, but the causes of their sleep problems are created by multiple factors like, and here's another list, 1, shifts in hormone and melatonin levels. Number 2, changes in their circadian rhythm, and there's a link here too. Sleep pattern changes like those listed above. So others, then, I assume. These changes occur naturally as you age. However, your brain's natural aging can end up hurting your sleep quality also. An aging suprachiasmatic nucleus, SCN for short, the part of the brain that regulates your circadian rhythm and sleep-wake cycle, can disrupt your sleep cycle and affect your ability to get the healthy sleep you need as you get older. So that's the aging suprachiasmatic nucleus, SCN. Besides an aging brain, there are other health factors that can make it harder for you to sleep at night. Some of these include, and here's another list of 6, 1, nighttime disturbances such as pain or getting up to use the bathroom. Number 2, sleep disorders like insomnia or sleep apnea. Number 3, conditions like restless leg syndrome or RLS, periodic limb movement disorder or PLMD, or REM sleep behavior disorder. Number 4, menopause. Number 5, certain medications you may be taking, and more on this later. That makes me curious personally too, because I have some that I have been pondering if do this. So let's check it out. Number 6, though, in the list, reduced physical activity or more sedentary lifestyle. All right. So with all that in mind, let's finally answer the question I presented earlier in the article. Here's another title. Do older people need less sleep? So the core of it, I'd say. Put simply, no. This is a myth. Even as you're getting older, you still have largely the same sleep needs that you've had throughout adulthood, he says. According to the National Institute of Aging, and there's a link here, seniors still need 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night like most adults do. But the biological changes their bodies go through can make getting adequate sleep difficult. Of course, it's just as important to get a good night's sleep as a senior as it was earlier in life. Getting too little sleep isn't the only concern that you need to keep in mind as you get older. Getting too much sleep can be a problem too. New research, and there's a link to the research, finds that both short and long sleep duration in older adults are associated with cognitive impairment, depressive symptoms, and even Alzheimer's disease. Short sleep duration is linked with a greater amount of amyloid beta in your brain. Amyloid beta is a protein that can potentially build up in your brain and disrupt brain cell activity. When this occurs, your cognitive function suffers and you begin to experience the memory loss and mental difficulties associated with diseases like Alzheimer's and dementia. While the cognitive impact on short sleepers was consistent with signs of Alzheimer's, long sleepers did not show the same levels of cognitive decline. That being said, sleeping too much can be a sign of other issues. Long sleepers showed signs of possible underlying conditions, such as heart disease, affecting their rest that were not present in the short sleeping group. In turn, these conditions impacted their sleep quality, prompting them to sleep longer to quote-unquote catch up from their poor sleep. When combined with poor sleep quality, long sleep duration can contribute to signs of cognitive decline. Getting proper sleep at night helps keep you healthy and alert. Insufficient sleep in older adults can increase the risk of falls, accidents, and injury. Unfortunately, seniors are more likely to suffer from sleep disorders too. So what can be done to help you get the restful sleep you need? Sleep tips for seniors. Getting better sleep as an older adult doesn't have to be an ordeal. Check out my 7 tips to help you get better rest as you age. You can even try some of these before you go to bed tonight. So that was like a title, Sleep Tips for Seniors, and here comes the list. Number 1, create and maintain a regular sleep schedule. Poor sleep habits will almost guarantee lackluster sleep, while good sleep habits will lead to better sleep. Following a consistent sleep schedule is one of the most important things you can do to make sure you get the sleep you need each night. Although I'm going to add, if he doesn't add it already in the following text, is that it takes some time, if you don't have your ideal sleep schedule already, to actually implement. You're probably going to lay awake if you're already having sleep issues, depending on what kind of issues you have, for it to fall asleep and to make it a habit for your body so it starts getting sleepy at the right time. And the same applies to waking up. So in the beginning you actually might feel even worse because you have to go to bed when you're not sleepy, maybe, if it's an ideal time, way outside of when you usually go to bed. And you'll feel groggy because you will have fallen asleep too late or later in any case, and have to wake up at a specific time, because waking up at that time too is also very important. But that should be regulated by knowing your chronotype, so taking the type test, which the sleep doctor has in his arsenal of tools, and that we will also be linking to in the description below, where you can figure out your chronotype, and from there you can also calculate how many hours of sleep you'll need, and you based on your type. But if nothing else, if you do nothing else and don't take the test or use the tool to calculate your sleep, we at least encourage you to get 7.5 to 8 hours of sleep every night, because that's the usual amount that research has said is the optimal amount, also taken from Matthew Walker, or known as Matt Walker, which is one of the greatest sleep researchers we have today. All right, continuing on with reading the article. If you're retired, you may not have a lot of structure to your day, or you may not follow a set schedule. If anything, you should definitely have a set time for when you go to bed each night, and for when you wake up each morning. Okay, so it was set. Training your body to sleep and wake at these times will help you fall asleep easier each night and wake up feeling more refreshed each morning. You need to do this every day, though, even on the weekends. Yeah, man, that's pretty important. It's also important to practice good sleep hygiene. Basically, sleep hygiene is any good habit you practice before you go to bed each night. Some examples of good sleep hygiene include, and here's a list: 1. Avoiding large meals, caffeine, or alcohol at least a few hours before bed. Number 2, giving yourself plenty of time to complete your day's to-do list before bed. Number 3, giving yourself time to relax after finishing your evening to-dos. Number 4, putting your electronic devices away at least 1 hour before bedtime so they don't hurt your sleep quality. Sleep expert Sean Stevenson as well says at least a minimum of a half hour, though 1 hour is the best go-to, and if you can, even 3 hours. And that's going to have different levels of impact on your sleep, and try to do one of those 3 depending on how much you have to or usually do use your digital devices. Like if you use it all the time, go for half hour. If you use it quite a lot but don't feel it's necessary, go for 1 hour. If you're really hardcore and you really need to max out on your sleep quality, go for 3 hours. Okay, continuing on to tip number 2 for sleep tips for seniors. Don't nap too late in the day. Okay, a daytime nap can help you get through the afternoon if you're feeling worn out long before bedtime, but it's important to nap at the right time for best results. A few benefits of napping include, and here's a list: number 1, increased alertness and stamina. Number 2, reduced stress. And number 3, a stronger immune system. The best time to nap each day is between 1 and 3 each afternoon. This is because this time frame syncs with your circadian rhythm's natural sleep cues. It doesn't mean that you nap from 1 to 3. I would just like to add that, right? Because optimal nap time is shown to be less than 20 minutes, right? So whenever you fall asleep, make sure to wake up before 20 minutes have gone so that you really get that optimal, refreshing effect of your nap. Continuing on, I'll say that sentence again because I intervened too quickly. The best nap time each day is between 1 and 3 each afternoon. This is because this time frame syncs with your circadian rhythm's natural sleep cues and can counteract the fatigue that you may feel after lunch. So whenever you have that 20-minute nap, try to have it between 1 and 3. Continuing on. Make sure not to nap for too long, though. You don't want to nap any longer than 90 minutes, he says here, but I have another source that actually has looked a bit closer on napping, and it says less than 20 minutes. Napping for too long can throw off your natural sleep rhythm and hurt your ability to fall asleep at your normal bedtime. And then onward to tip number 3. Exercise at least 4 hours before bedtime. This is interesting to me. Let's see. Staying active is key to a healthy lifestyle, especially once you're over age 55. Physical activity can help you keep your body and your brain healthy, can help manage chronic conditions, and can help improve balance and stability. It's also great for your sleep. Awesome. Even if you're not as limber as you used to be, there are plenty of exercises you can do to keep yourself active, healthy, and sleeping well. Give some of these a try if you're not sure where to start. Number 1, going for daily walks around the block or at a local park. Number 2, swimming or water exercises. Number 3, golf. Number 4, Tai Chi. Number 5, yoga. All right. Tip number 4, don't stay in bed if you can't sleep. If you can't sleep, and there's a link here on can't sleep, staying in bed is one of the worst things you can do. If you wake up during the night or you have a hard time falling asleep at all, get out of bed and do something small to take your mind off sleeping for a while. Here are a few of my suggestions. Number 1, if you're able, walk quietly around the house. Some light movement can help you get you ready for sleep without giving you too much energy. Number 2, write any thoughts or emotions you have in a journal. Number 3, focus on relaxation rather than sleep. Stressing about sleep will only make getting back to it more difficult. Yeah, that's a great tip. All right. You can do any of these as long as you need to help you feel ready for sleep again. Oh, that's a weirdly phrased sentence. Make sure you do this in low light also. Alternatively, I also recommend my 2-part Sleep Doctor PM formula. There's a link there. The first spray is designed to help you fall asleep easily, and the second can help you get back to sleep if you wake up during the night. And unlike other sleep aids, there's no excessive sleepiness or grogginess the next day. So I suppose this is some sort of sleep aid that you can ingest. All right, tip number 5, short-term behavioral therapy. Short-term behavioral therapy can be highly effective in treating seniors with insomnia. Working with a group of 79 senior men and women, researchers from the University of Pittsburgh set out to see how effective this treatment would be for older people suffering from insomnia. The therapy sessions focused on helping participants create sleep routines based on 4 goals. The 4 being 1, reducing the total time each person stayed in bed. Number 2, getting out of bed at the same time each day. Number 3, participants only going to bed when they were tired. Number 4, not staying in bed unless participants were sleeping. Participants were separated into 2 groups. Both groups participated in the behavioral therapy, and with one group also receiving individual counseling sessions, while the other did not. Both groups saw improvements in their sleep, but the group that received additional counseling saw much more significant improvement. 55% of these participants were even able to eliminate their insomnia entirely and keep it away. Whoa, that's awesome. So if you're struggling with insomnia, this may definitely be worth trying. For more information about the study, check out my article, Can Short-Term Behavioral Therapy Help Older Adults with Insomnia? And here's a link. For anyone out there who feels like this is very exciting, go check it out inside of the link we have provided you down below to this article so you can find that link. You can see on the video that it's about here in the article when you scroll. Hope that helps. All right. It's underneath tip 6. No, tip 5. Right before tip 6. And speaking of tip 6, here's tip 6. Talk to your doctor about any prescriptions that could be keeping you awake, which is something I might need to do. Right? Okay, here we go. There are a lot of common medications that can cause insomnia. Among them include, number 1, beta blockers, including those that treat high blood pressure. Number 2, dopamine antagonists, including those that treat Parkinson's disease and restless leg syndrome. Number 3, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, or SSRIs, including antidepressants. And number 4, benzodiazepine medications, including Xanax, Valium, or Clonopin. Clonopin? Yes. Okay. If you believe that your prescriptions may be sabotaging your sleep, get in touch with your doctor. They can help you make any changes in your prescription schedule or offer alternatives that can both help you sleep and ensure you maintain any treatment you require. Note: do not stop taking any medication, change your dosage, or change your medication schedule without consulting your doctor first, he says. So, emphasis on that inside of this article. Onward to tip number 7, sleep safely. Sleep safely. It's important to take any precautions needed to ensure your health and safety each night, especially if you live alone or have limited mobility. Before you go to bed each night, make sure you've done the following. Number 1, reduce any tripping hazards or fire hazards in your bedroom, especially if you have to get up and use the bathroom during the night. Number 2, keep a light source, such as a table lamp or a flashlight, within reach if you need to get up. A nightlight is a good idea too if it won't keep you or your bed partner awake. Low lumen, motion activated nightlights can be an effective alternative as well. Side note, I don't know much about this, but yeah, check it out if it sounds interesting. Number 3, keep a phone near the bed if you ever need to call for help. Either a landline or a cell phone will work. Just be sure a cell phone won't keep you awake with any notifications or distract you before bed. A quick side note and addition from me personally as well, aside from this article, is that try to keep your cell phone outside of your bedroom as much as you can, and any technical devices actually that has a screen. Because you want your body and your brain to associate your bedroom with sleep, and any other devices that do not have anything with sleep to do, doesn't belong there, such as a TV, especially laptop, or telephone or smartphone. But but I do endorse the tip very much so, to have a device that lets you call for help, and one that is probably more flexible too, that you can call someone. So if you have a Doro phone or one without a smart screen, or it's not a smart device, just a regular old cellular mobile phone, then that would probably be the best choice if you have the opportunity and option. Okay, continuing on with the rest of the article. The title, Worried About Sleep Disorders and When to Seek. So here's when to seek help, I suppose. Worried about sleep disorders, when to seek help is the title. Sleep disorders like insomnia and obstructive sleep apnea, or OSA for short, are common in senior citizens. If you're not sure if your sleep disturbances are caused by a disorder, it's a good idea to get checked. Talk to your doctor or a sleep specialist to get started. Signs you may have a sleep disorder include: number 1, increased sleep onset time, or taking 30 minutes or more to fall asleep each night. Number 2, waking up during the night. Number 3, waking up too early each morning. Number 4, excessive daytime sleepiness. Number 5, loud snoring or signs of breathing cessation during sleep, like choking or gasping. And finally, number 6, consistent sleep deprivation. If you're not sure where to find an accredited sleep expert or sleep center near you, this tool from the American Academy of Sleep Medicine, which is a link, can help. There's a link there. So, the myth that older people need less sleep is just that, a myth. In reality, seniors need as much sleep as they always did during adulthood. but their changing bodies can make getting the sleep they need difficult. But it doesn't have to be that way. Even if you're not as spry as you used to be, it's possible to get a good night's sleep if you take good care of yourself. Give some of my sleep tips a try, and you may find yourself sleeping like a baby, even in your golden years. Sweet dreams, Michael J. Breus, PhD, FAASM, which is, I don't know what that means, but probably you do. Also known as the sleep doctor. Yes, Michael. All right, if you found this article useful, please click on the link we've provided and give them the additional internet traffic. It is just ethical and moral to give the people that give us services and teach us things the proper credit, I would say. All right, I hope, and that being said, I hope this was useful and that it was interesting. It certainly was from me. And yeah, wish you all a great day. Bye-bye, folks.